I know you guys have been gagging for some more transfer content. We've got a few updates for you today. And let's start off with the one that you all want to hear, and that is about Alessandro Bastoni of Inter Milan. And his agent was talking actually during the week, and he says, this is a direct quote, and he says, he is a huge fan of the team he plays for. He likes at Inter, but he is also a professional. Football is this, and we must adapt. He is very happy to play for Inter. He has the shirt on his skin. What do you make out of that quote? Because a lot of people are saying like it maybe does hint towards him at the exit door, but it's obviously saying that he loves Inter Milan. But if you're a professional, you're a professional, and these things happen in football.
And I think he's definitely hinting at that for sure. Otherwise, why would he say that bit? You know, saying, but he is a professional, and you know, he'll act professionally. And I think look, agents more than anyone. First of all, the agent has a vested interest in getting Bastoni the move because he gets agent's fee for the transfer, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So obviously that would lean him to kind of push for the move a bit. But agents know how the football world works. They know exactly how the Inter Milan owners work. They've been selling all their top assets for a number of years due to financial difficulties. So I think this could be no different. And obviously, we know that Bastoni loves Inter Milan. He's made no secret of that. So I think he's making that clear. But he's also saying if he has to leave, then for the good of the club, then he'll leave. I think that's what he's hinting at. So I think it's a positive update for me. And maybe we can get the ball. I think still, I don't know, still like a week left of internationals and stuff, or a couple of weeks. So I still think we have to wait to get any serious movement on the transfer. But once that's over, then we'll see how quickly we can move, because he's going to want him in for the Korea pre-season if it's a goer.
No, I believe the internationals do finish this week. I think England's last international is tomorrow against Germany, right? We don't have another one after that.
I think, don't we play 3?
Is it 3?
I think we play 3.
Well, even if it is 3, then it's this weekend will be the last one.
Right, I think we'll play Hungary again, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, they'll definitely finish by this weekend, I believe. But there are a few other updates going around the other sources. Calcio Mercato is saying that Inter want at least 60 million euros for Bastoni, and in case of a great offer, Inter would try and make him understand that the path of divorce is inevitable, which is interesting. Corriere dello Sport is saying that Bastoni is open to Tottenham, and Marcos Sensei could arrive in his place. And Ali Gold did an update this morning, and he says Tottenham's interest in Bastoni is not just about signing a talented player, but also about forging a strong partnership down the left-hand side of the pitch with Ivan Perisic, which began during their title-winning season in 2021 under Antonio Conte. Bastoni is happy in Italy, but Tottenham hope Inter's need to sell to finance their summer transfer plans could end up pushing him towards the move once he returns from international duty.
Yeah.
So not much new things there, but I mean, all things are kind of like swaying in the way of him leaving the club, aren't they?
Yeah, and obviously we'll get into the news about who Inter might sign, but also I think it's important as well that Bastoni and Perisic obviously had a great link-up in their time Inter Milan, especially under Conte as well. Bastoni is quoted as saying that Perisic is a different breed compared to other footballers in terms of how he takes care of himself and how good of how he looks after himself and how his longevity is a different level. He apparently once asked Perisic what he's eating. He said, "Whatever you're eating, I need to eat some of that because I don't know what you're eating." But I think that would be brilliant because they've clearly got a good partnership going, and I think that would be very positive to add that to what we have at Tottenham. So I have to wait and see, but we don't know yet whether our interest is going to be enough to get Bastoni to force a move out, because he might have to push for it a bit. But obviously Inter Milan also need the money. But there's a negotiation. You know, we're prepared to pay the money, but Inter obviously need top dollar for what they're getting, because otherwise the fans are going to be absolutely furious. They're going to be furious anyway. But if it's not like top dollar, there might be like riots, honestly, because they're getting angry about the summer.
Yeah, there's been a lot of kind of hype around social media. Well, not hype, but there's been a lot of talk around social media about the Inter fans coming out against the ownership and stuff like that. And talking about top dollar, let's talk about Romelu Lukaku, because Corriere dello Sport Obviously, it's no secret that Lukaku wants to go back to Inter Milan. He loves Inter Milan, and he's not having a good time at Chelsea and what have you. And there's been an update saying that if Inter Milan want Lukaku, they need to beat Tottenham. I don't know what this means, but it says London is convinced that Tottenham can do a crazy move in the end of the transfer window. And do you think that this kind of spurs interest? Well, this is what I think anyway, that this kind of spurs interest, or the media linking Spurs to Lukaku might be just to force Inter's hand a little bit in selling Bastoni to us.
Potentially, because I don't think there's any chance we sign Lukaku. Obviously, Conte got the best out of him. Might have had the best season of his career under Conte. But I don't think there's any chance, especially while Kane is at the club, that we sign Lukaku. I really don't see us, unless Chelsea are willing to let him go on loan to us, which I really don't see being a possibility.
We're not signing Lukaku.
So, it's complete nonsense, in my opinion. So it must be, I don't know, agent talk, or maybe someone's putting 2 and 2 together and getting 8. I don't know. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that there's any chance that Lukaku deal. If he was at a different club and he was really not doing well, like I don't know, a different club in the top 6, like Liverpool or something, then I do think there might be a possibility. But the fact he's at Chelsea, I just don't think there's any chance that they let him go to us.
I just got a feeling like it could be, put into the press by Spurs or something, just to force Inter's hand a little bit and to hurry them up, because they know he's going to cost a lot of money, Lukaku, wherever he goes. I mean, they signed him in the summer for 100 million, the best part of 100 million anyway. And if they want him back, they're going to have to pay close to that at least, or if not, like a loan with an option to buy with big money.
They're not going to sign him for any money. They'll have to be a loan. I mean, it's going to have to be a loan.
When you're looking at Inter that need to make a profit of 60 million, it just doesn't make sense for them to bring in Lukaku.
If it's a loan,
because even if it's a loan, they're going to need to pay a loan fee and stuff like that. And if they need to make a profit of 60 million, how are they going to do that? Bring in defenders as well to replace whoever they bring out. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard for them to do.
Of course, but I don't think. I think a loan deal with the loan fee for Lukaku is probably the least of their worries, to be honest, compared to other things they want to do. So I don't see if Chelsea are prepared to let him go back out on loan. I see that not being too much of an issue, to be honest. Especially if there's an option to buy for a decent fee, means they don't have to spend it this summer, but. It depends who they sell, I guess. I think a lot of pressure is on Bastoni to go, to be honest, because I think Barella, I don't think they'll want to lose him. They've already got some good centre-backs anyway, in Skriniar and De Vrij, and they've got some good centre-backs there. And they can get Bremer for a cheaper than what they get Bastoni in, so they make a bit of money there. So it makes the most sense, really, because it'll be much more expensive to replace Barella with similar quality than it would Bastoni.
Absolutely.
So I think it does point in the direction of him leaving, to be honest.
And another interesting development today is Glongari is saying that Inter Milan are closing in on a €30 million deal to sign Gleison Bremer off Torino. So if they can get Bremer in for €30 million, sell Bastoni to us for €60 million, that's only another 30 million that they need to make up, and that would be a great bit of business for them in terms of the financials.
And they can maybe sell some fringe players, get a bit of money, so that all makes sense. So. Obviously, we don't know the exact case. We've heard they need to make a profit of 60 million, but what happens if they only make a profit of 50? I don't know what happens then. You know what I mean? But for sure, them getting closer to Bremer is good news for us. It means there must be some movement somewhere else, because I can't see them at the moment with the trouble they're in spending any money without knowing that they're getting that money back and more. So I think. It could be very positive that Bremer's getting close. Although apparently we're interested I don't know whether it's to hurry up the deal or in case Bastoni falls through, we go for Bremer. Could be either. Because I think we are genuinely interested in him.
Yeah, I think he is on the list, but I just don't think he's obviously not as high up as a Bastoni or maybe a Pau Torres on the list. So we'll see how that one develops. But I think this news about Bremer, if it is true, but Glongari usually is quite reliable. If it is true, I think it's a good development in terms of the Bastoni deal for us. I really believe that.
Yeah, I agree.
So that is the situation on Bastoni at the moment. A bit more positive today, but we'll have to see how that one develops.